Timpool's sister, a single mom, explains the nightmare situation which forced her into bringing her kids to be part of the timcast universe, and now she escaped.
Last year, October, some stuff happened, and I had to just up and go. I was living here in Illinois, and my 2 kids and I we had to find somewhere to live fast, and which means I had to find a job, I had to find a place to live with my kids. It was all I got the rug pulled out from under me. I'm screwed. I need help. Tim calls me out of nowhere, and he's like, well, come to West Virginia. And I said, I'd rather not do that. I just needed a boost. Like, I just needed help for like a first month's rent and a deposit. That's it. I don't need any other money. That was it. I just needed that. And if he couldn't help me, I'd have to find something else another way, probably go to a women's shelter. But it was weird. And so I didn't want to put my kids through that. So he told me that he would not contribute to a slave state. He did not want to give me any money because he did not want to contribute to a slave state, leaving me like...
Stop. What? Helping a loved one is not contributing to us. Dude, okay, at least he's f***ing crazy offline and not like a total grifter. Like, he actually believes helping people is contributing to a slave state.
Shit. That means I had to go to a homeless shelter. So I did it. I went out there. I was out there in October of last year, and I stayed out there for about 3-4 months. I went in there and I did my duty and I cleaned it up, and I think I did a really great job. And then I walk into Tim standing here next to his girlfriend. I think Chris might have been there, but there was a girl that works there or worked there who answered the phones and did the emails, and she's such a sweetheart. She did a lot of work. She was very, very cool chick. She was like a personal assistant to him, pretty much. She did a lot. I know his girlfriend Allison did a lot too, don't get me wrong, but this girl did, like, she did a lot. Well, Tim was yelling at her, kind of, and I was like, oh my god, this is really awkward. And I was like, Tim, what? And he then said, leave, Lisa. I said leave. I was like so upset. I'm like sitting, like, I had my head on my steering wheel, like, why did I even accept this offer? I don't want to come all the way here. I had to drive 12 hours with my kids in the car, throwing up every 20 minutes to a half hour. I put my I have a 2- and a 5-year-old. I had to put them through that. And I tried having a talk with him, and I said, Tim, you got to stop doing that. I said, be a leader, not a boss.
Oh my god.
It was that same girl. It was her birthday. And we actually did an episode on it on the Cast Castle. Everybody was there except him. When I said, Tim, we're going to sing happy birthday to her. Do you want to come join in? I made her a cake. He said, no. No. He wouldn't even let us sing in the green room in the area where all the guests hang out. And this was like I don't think he had a podcast that night. So we, or it might have been before his show. He was too busy watching the movie Don't Look Up on Netflix. So finally the last straw where I got tired of it. I made him, I didn't know this was going to happen. I made these pictures for him. I had them in these frames. My mom had them. They were pictures of us skating. I was at the skate park when we were teenagers in Burbank, Illinois. And my mom took them because she used to be into photography. So it's all of us. I'm in some of them. And I thought, you know what, this would be a really nice thing to put in the house to make it look like friendly. I mean, you know, maybe it'll be nice because he has skaters come here. Maybe we can hang out with him in a skate park. So I got the pictures from my mom's photo album. I found a bunch of 5x7 and 4x6 frames. And I framed them. And I brought them to the house, to the Cast Castle. Well, when I brought them to Allison, she said, Tim said no. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer, you know? And look, I tried to make these pictures because I thought, you know, Tim and I didn't really have a close relationship already. So I thought maybe this would be something that I can do for him to, like, just help us bring us closer together. I don't listen to his podcast really. I'm not really political, but I just wanted to be there to support him. To just be there and be his sister and be supportive. And so because he said no to the pictures, I thought I'd have a talk with him privately in his little, like, living area. And I said, Tim, hey, how come you don't want them hung up in the house? Maybe I can help you hang them up in your place, you know? And he said, why would I hang up pictures of people I haven't spoken to in 16 years, Lisa? Why would I do that? That was his response. You know what? My eyes welled up with tears. I felt like I was gonna cry my eyes out. It was hurtful.
Dude, Tim sucks. Holy shit. Tim sucks. I think by the way, I think she's gonna be on H3 next week. So it'll be good to get like that dirt aired out.
And that was when I knew. He wasn't my brother anymore. He's just different. So after that, he wasn't 100% the reason why I left. That was part of it. I wasn't happy. My kids, they weren't happy there at all. It's like I wanted to be there, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, he is a piece of shit. Jesus.
Listen, I'm completely grateful that Tim helped me out in a bind. 100%. I mean, it was really great of him, and I don't want to just make this video just...
Dude, what bind? I'm so confused. What bind did he get you out of? He yelled at you. Like, you don't get to, like, invite someone somewhere to help them and then be be mean to them.
Shit on my brother. I do love him, but hey, he's not him anymore. I think, and like I said on Adam's thing, I think he needs to take a step back and really look at the person he's become, because he's not that person anymore. I mean, I know him and I weren't close already, you know? So, it just sucks, because the Tim that I knew, at least the Tim that I somewhat, like, you know, had some kind of relationship with, damn, this is a different Tim, I don't know. It's crazy. So anyways,
wow.
So fast forward to, I tell Tim and Allison, you know what? The situation has changed. I have a way to go back to Illinois where my kids can be happy in a house. I was able to come back. Things worked out really well, and for my kids. And I know Tim said my kids were welcome in his house. It didn't really feel that way. For instance, there was a time when my 5-year-old daughter, she was playing on he has a little arcade thing with a joystick.
You can be wealthy and still be like a good person, unless you're like a billionaire, obviously. Like it's fully determinate on the type of wealth that you have. Because I have like, I have wealthy friends who, they're not like billionaires. They have like some money, and they're like some of the kindest people that I know. Like my best friend, for example, love her to pieces. So it just depends, like your understanding of class awareness. It depends on your empathy, your ability to have empathy. There's like lots of determining factors. And you can have those things and then lose them too.
And she was playing with the arcade joystick thing, and she was wrenching on it a little bit. So Tim said, "Hey, can you get her off of that? She's gonna break it." She started throwing a temper tantrum, and I couldn't really get a handle on it. I was trying. I wanted to. My daughter was laying flat on the rug, covering her face. She was scared. I went to go comfort her, and Tim yelled at me not to. First off, it's not his kid.
What?
And I'm like, why? And he's like, because that's what Mom would do. Mom would tell you to ignore the behavior. So I was like, what? I was like, yeah, because Mom did such a bang-up job. And he goes, I'm a fucking millionaire. He said that in front of all of his employees. It was disgusting. I couldn't get out of that place fast enough. So I packed up my stuff. I got a pod. Paid for it myself, and I left.
Tina has friends?
So I'm back in Illinois.
I do. This is Lisa Poole.
I'm happy. I'm
yes.
here. I'm here in Illinois, and things are great. And I ended up meeting a woman on social media who used to work for him. We're gonna call her Shmishmina. So her and I, we talk. Tim ends up finding out that we were talking, and at the same time, he's getting swatted like crazy. Tim messages me and says, "Call me now." He was like, "Well, the FBI or the cops are on the way to my house right now. You need to talk to me." And I'm like, "Fine." So I call him. I'm like, "Fine. What do you want, Tim?" And he immediately, the first thing out of his mouth is, "Why are you talking to Shashmina?" And I was like,
"You're getting swatted." And my man's like, "Hey, let's gossip."
What? And he started yelling at me, raising his voice, saying I was a fucking idiot in front of my children. Dude, I didn't know the whole time that my 13-year-old recorded it. So I told him, and I was like, actually, you're friends with her on Facebook. After he was screaming at me,
Who is Tim to tell his sister who not to talk to? What the
didn't send her the video, but I didn't.
I'm just kidding.
Because I had a copy of this video where Tim is so screaming in such an abusive manner. He was accusing her of being the swatter and me being the swatter.
Why would your sister swat you?
I sent her...
Dude, you're a public figure who says like shit that people don't like.
A link unlisted, not a copy of it. So, you know, and her and I were listening it together, and she's like, oh my god, I can't believe he's yelling at you that way. And I'm like, I know, right? This is like insane. Little did I know she recorded the video. Yeah, and I can't release that video. I know you guys want to see it and hear it and all that stuff. I can't. My kids are in the car. My friend's kid is in the car. They're talking in the video. There's children in it, so I can't. I can't release it.
Dude, Tim. Oh my god, just bury all of these motherfuckers.
After she recorded it, I was like, I say in the video, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like shaking, you know, because the way he spoke to me, it's like he was interrogating me like he was a cop. It was like crazy. And then 12 hours later,
problematic bestie.
Call, he accused me of being the swatter. He told me that she was the swatter, which wasn't true, because I have a friend of mine, we had a mutual friend that lived in LA and had just gone hiking with her, and Tim claimed that this Shishmina was in Maryland swatting him, and it wasn't true at all. And then 12 hours later, he accused me of being the swatter, his own sister. I'm like, really, man? Come on. So, after that, I'm like, man, Tim continued to blow up my phone like 10 times in a row. And then I talked to Chris, and I told Chris that, you know, it was recorded by his niece, my daughter, you know. And Chris, I guess, told Tim, and Tim blew my phone up again 12 times. I was on my way home from the park with my kids, and Tim blew my phone up, like really scary.
Why is Britney Spears trending?
Up again from another phone number. Like he has like a bunch of phones, I guess.
Oh, it's her birthday today. It's Britney's birthday today.
I know he really wanted to talk to me, but I didn't want to. And Chris called me, and Chris was like, "Talk to Tim. He wants to talk to you." And I was like, "No, not after the way he spoke to me. No, not at all. I am not going through that shit again." It was just really condescending, and it was scary, and I just can't talk to him. He doesn't know how to talk to people. And, next thing I know, Tim sends me a text message saying, we are filing federal charges against you. No, hey, Lise, it's Tim. Please talk to me. I'm really sorry. No, it was that. So...
Filing criminal charges. My man did not even hire a lawyer.
And look, I know I'm probably never going to have a relationship with my brother again, or my mother, or for Chris, you know? Or with Chris, I don't know. And it really sucks. But you know what? I'm okay with that. So I know a lot of you were like, oh, how can his sister do that to him by making a video? And that's why. I just, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm much happier that they're not in my life.
You really think LGBTQ people grooming children? What the fuck is wrong with you? Do not remember working at Mom's Coffee House in Boys Town, Chicago when we were teenagers. That community had some of the most wonderful people we've ever met. When I was a teenager, they were the only people that were real to me and made me feel good about myself. I didn't have a lot of support from my family growing up, but anyone I met that was LGBTQ made me feel like I could be me. Oh my god.
No, don't touch her, Lisa. First off, it's not his kid. That's what was really heartbreaking. And he said, "I don't go do that." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because that's what Mom would do. Mom would tell you to ignore the behavior." And
that sounds so abusive. Hey, your kid's upset. Ignore them.
I am much happier that they're not in my life. And it's really funny because I have a turkey platter my mom gave to me. I guess it had been in the family, I think, quite a few years, and it cracked this year. It cracked on my dining table during Thanksgiving. And boy, if that's not symbolic, I don't know what.
Wow.
That turkey platter being cracked, it was crazy because it's like, it broke, and my family's broken. And I don't think this family can ever get repaired. Tim, I want the Tim back. And hey, if Tim's watching this, Tim,
No, he wasn't going to sue his sister. He was being like, I'm gonna sue you. It was more like a way to coax her and get the quote unquote truth out of her. He didn't actually like talk to a lawyer probably. He was probably just trying to use a manipulation tactic to get her to crack and be honest that she swatted him when she didn't. Millennials and Gen Z are breaking that aspect of what a family is in a positive way, because you are not tied to someone because you share the same DNA with them.
I want the Tim back that when we went to breakfast, you were teaching my daughter a magic trick. You were funny. You were just a better person. Go on.
AK, take Tim's wealth away.
Vacation. Go. You have the money. Just go. Go on vacation and take a break from all of that political crap. Because I think you need it, buddy. Really, really sucks.
Get his ass clean.
It's really sad. I don't want his money. I'm perfectly happy here in the birds of Chicago. Think about it. I'm the only one that didn't take his money. My brother Chris stayed there. He's making quite a bit. Bought my mom a house. So, there's that. And then there's me. And, yep, so, now you guys
couldn't
know
even
the
get him or Chris to say happy birthday to my 5-year-old. That's insane.
story. That's what it is. And, thanks for keeping me company while I did my dishes. See you guys later.
Okay, so their moms suck, Tim sucks, everyone sucks in her family.